this Tier 2 league in the translation community where he drivers lined up for qualifying in about 17 minutes left of the session remaining. I'm Bailey Ford and co-commentating with is Jack Jackson.
Welcome everyone here today. I'm looking forward to another exciting race here in Canada, Bahrain, sorry, and hopefully we get a good one.
Yeah, obviously a lot of drivers here out to get redemption from what was, I think, a pretty chaotic round one last week. There were definitely a lot of crashes. I think you could say a lot of upsets. So yeah, and being a street circuit, it's a much more difficult circuit than what Bahrain is. So yeah, the drivers definitely be out for redemption, I think, which is what I was just saying, and I'll have to see what they can do.
Yeah, for sure. Probably in terms of penalties as well, should be a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
So, it's still a very tricky track, Bahrain. Especially the line turn 9 and that turn 10 is coming into right now. It's going away. And yeah, not much more to add there really.
Yeah, if you're right on board with Josh Baker now, you can see him going through turn 9 and 10, and some of these guys might be using ABS, so it's a little bit cleaner and tidier for them through there than people who won't be using ABS, but a double left-hander is definitely, it takes a while to learn, and you can't just pick it up from the first couple of laps. You have to do a few practice runs and all that, and I'm sure that's what these guys have been doing throughout the week to try and up their speed. But who's going to be the first one across the line? I think someone already has. I missed it a little bit there. Sack Claude down in P13, I think it is. So we'll jump on board with Claude for now. And do you want to take us to sector 2 and 3 on his lap?
Yeah, coming through the middle sector now, and coming into the downhill section here for turn 8, back into second gear for himself, and he'll lock up on the right front tyre. Now coming into 9 and 10, once the trick is playing on 1, the apex there nicely, and tricky to get the power down on the way down the left straight with the BLS4. I've been looking for that 50 metre board here, and he's just here. I'm not sure if he's oils many viewers or not, but anyway. And tricky on the right front tyre, tyre. He's there takes a little bit, but coming down to the outside now. I'm just after the 100 metre board here. Third gear, and looking for the driver will corner up for everyone for a line. Important exit.
Yeah, opening Darius across the line. He will obviously go to P1, doing his 126.9. There's a lot of cars that are going to come back him up here. We got Jaden, who's coming up next. He jumps into P2. About the second half of his time, there's Mercedes. Oh god, forgotten some of the names already. I have to get my thing back off. I know one's Jack, but that wasn't Jack. Christopher jumps up into P3, Josh Bacon into P2, I know that.
Just trying to see who's next. William.
Oh, Vesta goes up to the top. I think that's another Christopher actually.
Oh, Christopher Knowles.
Yeah.
Goes to the top.
Goes up to the 26.3. We got a Williams going on the back of the track right now. Who's that? I think that's Salim, it might be. He comes up to the line, he goes to 26.7, so he moves himself into P2, where can his teammate go? His teammate is just starting up, so he's not improving too anyway. Yeah. Who else is on the lap? We got Matty Smith coming around the final corner now on his lap. we'll see where he puts himself up to P4, so right amongst the middle of the field there, with the drivers who have set times.
But Red Bull coming through.
So
Good luck though.
Richard puts himself in a 131.2, his worst set of time at the moment. Obviously, will probably improve on that as the session goes on. We now have Jack Foster starting a lap down in P12 at the moment. Obviously, messed up his initial run 9. I don't think that's probably his best lap in his teammate right behind him of Andrew Foster. So the two companions heading through the middle sector. Jack's on purple in sector 1, which is very impressive. I'm not sure if that's just a timing glitch in my screen, but if he's on purple in the mediums through sector 1.
It was very competitive last week in Melbourne.
Yeah, it was.
Just quite didn't work out for him last week, so hopefully today for him it works out for him. He's on a very good lap here so far. Doesn't look like he's put a foot wrong here in this middle sector either. And so we'll see what the time is here through the second intermediate.
It's not purple. It's definitely up in his time. We know that by 7 seconds it was shown. So all the way he comes up towards the final quarter now. Short shifts up into 4th gear. Opening across the sun. Where's Jack up to? Moves up to P12. So probably not the best time he would have liked compared to his comparing that to last week. Bo's behind him, about to finish his lap as well, heading through turn 14. Bo jumps up to P3, so that's a very nice lap from Bo. Just picking calls there. And we have one of the Williams on an in phase. Yes, we have laps. I think we have a Red Bull. Cameron Adams about to start his lap. Down in P16 on the soft compound tyre, so we should see a really nice improvement here from the Red Bull driver, having not even set a lap yet. See where he can put himself.
Yep, as he on the run to turn 4, see how committed he is into this corner. Difficult one. Not too bad, he step back slightly. 28-2 for the first sector. I'm not sure if that compares. Third best time so far. Not great through turn 8 though.
Yeah, as you were saying, hasn't been the tidiest lap either way. A bit slow coming out of the triple left-hander as well. Yeah, hasn't been the tidiest lap, but it's important for him to get a representative lap on board. I'm not sure if this is for you. Oh, I've got it set on the best. He's on medium size. I thought he was on the softs. I was looking at the telemetry.
Yeah, he is on the medium tyre.
Yeah.
Probably just looking to get in a banker lap. Probably not going to do too much damage. Matty Smith's up in 7th on the medium tyre, but I don't know. If he's changed tyres, if he said his first lap in mediums. He was just like 28.5, so.
Yeah, it's, as you said, more of a bank time. He wasn't going to pole with that lap, but Klaus is about to finish his lap now down in P5. Is he going to improve? Moves up to P2 and the 2 tenths off Christopher's time in P1. So really starting to begin to challenge for that top pole position. Yeah, I think it's about a 400 meter run down into someone. Liam Tainsley jumps up to P7 as well. Sorry, as we were talking then, but I think it's about a 400 meter down run down into turn 1. So not the biggest run of the calendar, but you can still make up some positions if you get a good launch off the line.
You can definitely make up some impact. In the Trans Nation race last week for the Oceania League, Aaron started in, I think it was 11th or 12th place and was 4th by turn 1 pretty much, so you can definitely make up some time if you get the launch perfect. So
yeah, you just have to get off the line well. I think that's, you worry about one thing at a time. You don't worry about turn 1 when you're going off the line. Each of the drivers probably have a different mentality heading into turn 1, the overall aspect of keeping the front wing clean, but qualifier can really help that, like, make it a lot easier for them. But we're riding on with, God, forget the names again. We're riding on with Julian Monegro in the Williamstown P8. He's gone purple through sector 1. Not sure if this could be representative for how good the rest of his lap may be. Evans DRS coming through the middle sector now.
yeah, well, this needs to be a good time on the soft tyre with just a little bit over under 6 minutes remaining now, actually, as he sweeps through the right hand here.
I think his previous best,
the middle sector.
his previous best is still on the soft tyres, so.
Yeah, but his purple's I think to the middle sector as well. So this is looking like a really good lap, as long as he doesn't make a mistake here in the last corner. Takes a lot of curve on the inside.
Can he jump onto provisional pole? Opens DRS. Up to the line he does by 10. So Julian Monegro provisionally on pole with about 5 minutes left in this session. The car in P2, Christopher, has just begun his lap. We're right behind Julian. We're right on board with Christopher as he heads down in turn 1 and 2. Runs a little bit deep in turn 1. Turn 2 flat out. And then back up onto the next DRS straight. Opening DRS. Gaining much speed advantage. Breaking about 100 metres out. Clipping the apex. He does that nicely. Nice smooth wheel movements. Into a quick right left. Then heavy braking down for a sharp right hander. Turn 8 I think might be. Then you got turns 9 and 10. I don't think there'll be a lock up here. He's very aggressive into the braking zone. I think ABS is very helpful there. Through the back DRS straight now, runs a little bit deep. That's going to lose him a lot of time. Missing the apex by a lot there. And now to the penultimate corner, he runs very wide. His lap's still not invalidated. I'm surprised by that. I thought it would have been instantly invalidated. So really finished this up a wheelie, decides to pit and chuck in a new set. Hasn't been the tightest lap by any means. He's going to go on to finish it. Where will this put him? He improves, but it's not by enough. So improved by half a tenth.
Yeah. That's it's going to be very tough for him to make it back around and getting another set tire, so that could be...
He either had to make the choice to go in the pits then and just accept defeat from that lap, but obviously thought it was probably good enough to finish off, and he just got pipped at the end of the day.
Yep. I think Jake Foster's on a lap here. It's not competitive.
Jake Foster. He has invalidated his lap, which he's backing up and he's going to start another one, I think.
Yep, I believe so. Just trying to find someone else on the lap. A lot of out laps at the minute.
and he's got a lot of traffic. Oh, well, he's got probably about 2 more cars he might end up investigating before the end of this lap. So whether or not they move out of his way, he's definitely going to be hoping so, but sometimes a lot of the drivers think that the car behind them is just on an outlap because of how long is left in the session, but Jack, for one thing, is not an outlap. He's been pushing a lap. I don't know how his first expert was. I wasn't really looking at the timing data. I don't know how to interpret that word.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see how the middle sector is here though.
He's off his time. So, and he's invalidated. So really not showing the pace he had last week. Maybe he goes for another back-to-back lap. But it'll be a big call in that set of tyres. So already have done 2 laps in them. I think he might pull off into the pits.
I think he's going to, 11th place, he'll be happy with that with the fresh.
Either way, Josh Bacon down in P8's gone purple through sector 1. Always very slightly out at turn 8. There's a lot of cars going through sector 1 now. Christopher's retired from the session somewhere, so he's currently happy with P2 provisionally. We'll have to wait and see if he can improve anywhere. What's Bo's seconds left to split? We'll quickly have a look at that. Bo's not perfect, but he's up in his time, so I think we'll see with Josh Bacon at the moment.
Not very good there from Josh through turn 11.
Did he miss the apex a bit? I jumped off.
Missed it by a lot.
Claus gets out of his way on the inside of the track there. And I've noticed one thing as well, Quinton isn't racing the last week's race winner, so it's opened up the
big opportunity for the rest of the guys to maybe take a challenge to him this week.
Josh doesn't have the Renault of Liam Tainsley coming up in P5. Does he improve in his time? He goes up to P3. It's not quite enough. Where's his teammate move to? His teammate moves to P6. There's another Williams who moves up to P2. Both the Williams on the front row at the moment. Can anyone split them? There's a Red Bull, AlphaTauri. All the AlphaTauri does split them. And I think that's going to be the session done. Severe, I think, is coming up to the line now. Is Severe going to improve in his lap? He jumps up to P12. And Frequise, I think, is the last Ferrari to finish their lap.
5.9 through the middle sector. I don't know if that seems quite strong. As he comes into the
It did seem very strong. I was looking at, I've been used once. I don't think he's going to be a little bit pace.
The ERS
jumps into 50 step. So that's very, very close qualifying session there. We got from first down to 13th separated by just over a second. And the drivers from, second down to fifth, roughly, just over 10th. So a lot of drivers in the 26s there. Hopefully this indicates how the race might pan out.
Yeah, the top 8 covered by half a second, so very, very close indeed. 3/10 covering the top 6, so it should be a really close race. And, be interesting to see what someone like Josh, who seemed like he had a lot of pace, such as starting from 11th, if he goes on a different tyre. So,
yeah, exactly, because we saw Josh go purple through sector 1, so he obviously made way too many mistakes on his lap. And yeah, it ended up proving costly for him, so you don't get points in the race, I guess, and that's probably the only thing you can take away. You don't get points in quali, sorry, I'm not sure if I said the race there or not. You don't get points in quali, and I think you'll have to take that away, because even though he's got a bad performance, you got 29 laps around here, and there's a lot of overtaking possibilities, probably the most on the calendar, I'd say, so he can definitely make it back up.
Yeah, three DRS zones around here, so definitely plenty of opportunity.
Just waiting for the timer to tick down. I don't know.
Yeah. Would you say it'd be smart to start on a medium tyre as well, rather than soft?
Probably. I think mediums to hards would probably be quicker. But it's just that you want to be on the soft tyre for qualifying due to, you know, being how much quicker you can be and all that. So, yeah, it's one of those things. That's qualifying done. We'll read through the provisional results and then get back to you on the formation lap. So we in P1. Oh god, I got to get the names back up again. Or do you already have them up? If you have them up, you go ahead.
Yep. We got Julian Monegro on pole for Williams with a 126.1, which is a very, very good lap, with Bo Wigchett in second in the Alpha Tauri, and third being Liam Townley for the Williams. So good results here for the Williams boys, with Christopher Knowles in fourth place and Max Tansley, in fifth for Renault.
I think I've been calling him Liam the whole time, so you're not the only one. But either way, we'll let the drivers pick the strategy for the race, and we'll get back to you when the formation lap begins. This seems to be taking a bit longer than what we anticipated, I think. There seems to be a glitch in the lobby actually. Hang on.
Yeah, it's not an ideal start for the guys. In my race last week, we had quite a difficult start to our race, and it took, I think, 3 or 4 goes before we could eventually get started, which I know on some people can make you more nervous, can make you less nervous. It just depends on how you feel.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go to a new lobby because these guys aren't getting let in. So might wait for a new invite. Wait and see. It's one of us who needs to leave. Hang on.
We need to.
I'm trying to find out who it is, if it's you or me. It's you.
Oh,
I
okay.
think.
I'll leave.
Nothing's happened yet. I'll leave, see if anything happens.
Yeah. For me, it's about a 10-second delay on the stream.
Bit frustrating. I think all the drivers probably ready to get going, and then that's happened.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating. There's not much you can do about that. You just gotta kind of reset yourself, and yeah, there's not much you can really do.
Well, I don't know what we're going to talk about while we wait for this to fix itself back up. So, yeah, I don't know, I think we might get back to you guys when we get invited back to the lobby or something like that, because there's not much to go on about really, so, yeah. Alright, I've got the invite back. Hopefully we get underway sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I know all the drivers aren't enjoying it. A little break they have to endure. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as I was saying before, it can be like an anxious moment, waiting, having the race at the lobby.
100%, especially for
When you're
the man on
building
pole.
yourself up. Yeah. When you're building yourself up, and it'd be interesting to see if it causes a bit of chaos into turn one.
Just waiting on a couple more drivers, I think. Oh no, that's everyone, so we're just waiting on the grid to get set up in the track. Alright, the grid is now set. I think we just gotta change the track. Up, ready up.
Hope they realise that it's still in Australia.
Yeah, he's changing it now. Also, you got other things in your mind now when they go back into the lobby. They got to make sure they put on their setup. If you forget that, you're pretty much gone. So you can't forget that.
It can be tough if you don't forget it.
Yeah.
If you forget to put a setup on, because you can have an unbalanced car default. You wouldn't have to maximise the straight line speed either, which you need around this track.
Exactly, and got to remember that the top 10 have to start on softs, and if they're not on softs, a big slap on the wrist and penalty comes their way after the race. So yeah, it's hopefully they remember to do those things. I tried to notify them all, but we can only do so much, I think. So
Yep.
So, they're applying their setups, checking on their race strategy. Hopefully it works.
Got the countdown, so that's always a good sign.
It is much better sign than what we had last time. Those are predicted pit stops. Hards is the ideal, otherwise it's just a 2-stop, but you can really get away with a soft to medium around here, so I wouldn't entirely listen to that. Fortunately, we have a lead down in P6 on the wrong set of tyre.
That could be a bit of a penalty coming his way.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but yeah.
But I can take you through the grid with Julian Monegro on pole position here for Williams, and in second is Bo Witchett, and in third place is Liam Townley with Christopher Knowles in fourth. Max Tansel, Max Tansel in fifth place. Had Renault Lee Beattie in the Haas in sixth place, with seventh being Klaus Christensen for Alfa Romeo, eighth place being Christopher Lubin in the other area, with Jaden Alton in ninth place, and rounding out the top 10 is Matty Smith for McLaren, with his teammate right behind him in 11th place, Josh Bacon, on the alternate strategy with the medium tyre, and behind him in 12th, Sevilla starting on the hard tyre.
Yeah, very bold strategy.
And 14th looking at the 7th row, the two father-son Mercedes, with 15th being the other Ferrari, Freckis, and 16th and 17th being the two Red Bulls locking at the back row.
Alright, I think that's everyone light. The two Red Bulls are now on the grid, so we'll jump back up to the front. We got Julian Bonsteger on pole, we got Bo alongside him. 5 red lights for Bahrain Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go. It looks like Julian gets a great start. Bo gets a better secondary launch though, I think, and he's going to try pull alongside him heading down turn 1. There's a Renault, there's a Haas and a McLaren dipped off to the inside, and there's a Renault diving down the inside. 2 Williams side by side, heading through turns 1 and 2. I think Julian's going to take the lead. Bo's in P2, and then you got Liam in P3. Looking down the field, a couple of cars scoping. There's a bit of wind damage there somewhere. I don't think anyone's going to make a move. There's a big battle for P13. It looks like the Mercedes of Andrew and Sevilla going side by side, heading into the middle sector. Not the place on you side by side, and the Mercedes of Andrew's been spun around. Some cars happen to avoid some of the action there, but heading back up to the front, I'll let you take over for a bit.
It's a bit messy at the back there, but at the front's all clean, and Julian was challenging the turn 1, but he's come away with the lead, and his teammate now are right behind him to play reguard. But here comes Bo down the inside, side by side here for the Alfa and Williams driver, and he gets it down to 11. He's going to sweep round the outside here through past right hander, and he's spun into the wall.
Out of race.
Damage.
Safety car.
Wow. I don't know if there was contact, I couldn't tell.
There was no contact at all from the camera angle. He just got caught up on that inside curb, and yeah, as soon as you touch that inside curb, it's all over straight away. So
it really unsettles the car, that curb, and you cannot touch it, whatever you do, and it's really unfortunate.
Yeah, so unfortunately for the Williams driver.
After qualifying third, you know, to be out after the first lap was very disappointing. As you can see, already some pit stops here, both the Ferraris are in.
Lee has to go in no matter what he wants to do, so that gets rid of any misconfusion that he once had. He's now in the soft tyres, very similar position to everyone else where he was meant to be. It kind of acts like he's just had a bad start now, so that's the reason for him doing that, starting on the wrong set of tyres compared to his qualifying lap time, but we're probably going to be about 3 laps under safety car. Not much to comment on at the moment. There was that crash that we saw, but I think it was pretty tame from the rest of the field, to be honest. I think both the Ferraris were the ones who made contact. Got really damaged, but
have you seen wing changes? Was there a wing change in the pit stop?
yeah, for both Ferraris there was.
Yeah, so that's not ideal for Ferrari. They'll be pulling their heads out down in Maranello, both in real life and the game. So,
without a doubt.
It's going to be a tough ask from 15th and 16th. Although, can they? I don't know if they can go to the end of the medium as well. So, I'm not sure about that.
Probably not from here. I think it's a little bit too early. Your tyres will be very worn, so yeah, probably not from here. I don't think you can make it to the end.
Yeah, probably looking at a medium high from the up then.
Yeah, you could go on a medium strategy probably. That might not be a terrible idea, but it's up to the drivers what they really want to do, to be fair. So will probably be with us for this majority of this lap. It would go back into the pits as we enter sector 3, so yeah, I guess we can't just wait for it to go around. There's, yeah, as I said, not much to say at all really after only seeing half a lap.
Yeah, it was a entertaining race. Corner, but Julian was able to hold it off, and there's not really too many movers up and down the field. It's kind of a contact for Andrew. Was it Andrew?
The Mercedes, yes, it was Andrew.
Who got spun, so...
Yeah. Going side by side into those two corners never works. You always get caught up on someone's side pod, and yeah, it just spits you off in the wrong direction, so obviously he was trying to hold his car there, but you have to have a really, the driver on the side by side has to be very cooperative and looking at it a little bit. Hopefully we turn the safety car in this lap. It should pop up as they cross over to the next split, which is between turns 11 and 12, which we're looking at here. Safety car is in this lap, the lights are now off, and Julian will back up the field to the pace of his desire and let that safety car run off.
Important to get the temperature in the tyres, especially in this year's game, cold tyres, and getting traction off that last corner is critical. It's a much trickier challenge than this year's game. As you can see, it looks like he's about to go.
Now obviously we had a lot of safety issues last race. I remember there was what seemed to be a lot of brake checking for the drivers, but it was just people who thought it was going to bolt and then never ended up going. Either way, he hasn't now bolted. It looks like he's going to pretty clean restart, but he hasn't bolted away from anyone. Bo's right up beside him, heading down turn one. I think he's going to get the move done, but now Julian's going to have the inside for turn 2, and he took the cut ahead of Bo, not being able to do much against that. You got Liam, Max Townsley down there in P3, he's going to massive dive down into P2 on Bo. They make a bit of wheel-to-wheel contact, and this allows Christopher to try and get up the inside of the Renault driver, and Christopher's now spun. So Christopher's going to drop to the back of the field. He's going to have to let everyone go through. Unfortunately, the Haas drivers had a shocking safety car restart, just trying to be a little bit too greedy, making more than probably he needed to. He already got the free position, he tried to go for 2. But either way, that allows Julian to now have an 18th advantage over Max Townsley in P2, Bo in P3 after losing out to Max. And then you got Claus.
Bro's gone.
He has spun around. He isn't out of the race somehow. He's kept his wheel. He's going to be careful how he gets back on track here. There's no contact between any of the drivers somehow. Very close, but he's going to have to make a pit stop and a wing change in order to compete in this race.
He's going to get attacked from both sides as well.
I'm going to be nervous. He's going to have to pull off into the pit lane, but there's a Ferrari inside. That was very scary. I thought he was just going to swerve across there. Anyway, there's a Red Bull and Mercedes trying to go at it now. You got Cameron Adams and Jack Foster. Cameron trying to get around the outside. He does very well.
And here is Ferrari getting past the fastest.
Oh, this is very tight for the battle of P12 here. Both the Ferraris. I think he got some
again.
So Frequise comes out with wind damage there. Oh, and there's a bit of a bump from the sister team of Ferrari, the Haas team. So the Ferrari power cars have an absolutely shocking race down for P12 to P16. R15, sorry.
Yeah. So both gone onto the hard tyre, so we'll see how
he's going to try and make the end of the race then.
He goes with that. I wonder if Ferrari, I'm not sure which one is for the I did see some carbon flying. Here comes Christopher around the outside.
He's going to outbreak himself. I think it's okay.
Then he's side by side with the fast running. He's sweep from the outside does. So yeah, and now he's trying to do it on his teammate as well, went up right off the track.
Oh, and
there's more contact there.
Christopher's just run right up the back of Severe there. I've got the perfect POV on stream, and now Lee's going up the inside of 2 Ferraris. He gets a double overtake on the straight. Picks up 2 positions in 1 straight. And Frequise is going to have to keep for a new wing. That was a fiery battle between drivers there. There was major contact with Christopher in the back of one of the Ferraris. So I'm not sure I was right on board, but he just got pile drivers headed into that penultimate corner.
Yeah, I don't know if he couldn't have got that good an exit. I don't know if the Ferrari just...
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, and he's front wing change here, and onto the medium tyre. The Ferrari going with Frequise going onto the hard tyre. So yeah, that was a very eventful couple of moments there.
DRS is now of course enabled as well after the safety car's ended, which is now, so these drivers will have a that utility up their sleeve that they can use. And Claus and Max Townsley pretty much have their own little battle. The rest of the field, the drivers behind up down to P8 have all separated themselves.
There's a bit of an opportunity to get down into turn 1 now, if he can get a good exit here. Looks like he is within striking range. He opens the DRS now. He's
an overtake. Not much battery left in his car.
And here he comes here into turn 1. He's going to go to the outside. It's going to be very difficult to make this move work, but if you can hold it around the outside, get inside for turn 2.
Oh, and just 3 seconds for that, trying to provide space for the Renault driver. Very harsh move, but then you got Jaden under pressure here. from another Christopher in the Renault. Not quite able to move done. We'll jump a bit further back of the Red Bulls and Mercedes. They all tend to sit their ground as well. So for another lap, there's in their position and try and attack. You can see causes just a lot of his battery compared to Max there in P2. And if these guys battle too much, it's going to allow Julian and P1 just to walk away with this race. So they have to be careful. If they want a chance of winning, they're going to have to be very kind to each other and try actually just focus on catching the battle for
Of course, maybe for a couple of laps it might be just ideal, just maybe sit behind and save some battery, but I don't think he's going to listen to that.
Yeah.
As any racing driver would, he looks like he's on the attack again, coming down here.
He is very close.
You don't want Julian to work away. He's already got 2.5 second lead up front as Max pulls into the pits actually.
So lap 8 of 29, Max the first one to make a pit stop. No one's really followed him at this stage. Everyone's opted to set for another lap. So we'll see if this undercut works, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if the undercut works and of course has any pace compared to Julian up front.
Christopher's got a really nice front end, Julian here. Jaden, sorry, in P4. He's not going to try and get a move done though, I think. He's just quite happy to sit behind. And again, we were talking about this last week, which is a really important factor, is if you're sitting behind a car, you're going to save your battery, but everything else you're going to really struggle with. So your fuel, your tyres, your engine temperatures, you're really going to struggle with those factors. But yeah, the only thing that's really going to come in play for you is managing to save that battery. So Christopher does seem happy to be saving that battery. Whether or not how the rest of his departments are looking, I'd like to see, but there's no way of us actually having a look at that. So
yeah, it would be nice to see those things, and it's unfortunate not. But we could have a run here at Joe at turn 1. He's actually going to be very close on a run down here into the last turn.
Battle going on for P10 really quickly, but we'll jump onto that front lead pack, so they're going side by side. Quickly jump, see if Christopher can get a move done here into turn 1. He does have Darius and overtake button enabled. Down the inside of Jaden, I think Jaden lets it go to a degree. Tries for better exit. He now has Darius for next Darius Jaden. He's not going to get a move on, so we'll jump back down for the battle of P10. These guys are still going at it. There's contact between Andrew and Lee there. Lee got to try to get a move done heading into turn 3. Just beside him, pulls deep under the braking zone. Still going side by side. This is where we've seen 2 spins here already today. Thankfully, third time to chime, and Lee is able to get through there unscathed. I think Andrew is very nice. As we said, cooperative about letting Lee up the inside there, because otherwise it could have easily gone off for another spin.
Yep, so Lee's showing some decent pace at the stage in the soft drive still, compared to the medium to
Ooh, yellow flags. Oh, that's the leader.
Incredible. He's done the same mistake as Bo and his teammate there. Doesn't look like he's got any damage.
Nearly cuts out.
Very close. It's very quick. Doesn't look like he's got damage though.
No, I think he's skipped it out of the bed somehow, but
I think he'll be in this lap though for hard tyres, or new set of tyres anyway.
I don't know what Josh Bacon's.
Wearing yellow flag, so
that's tough.
And there's really no way of having that rescinded.
Yeah.
That's probably just overtaking now.
You'll have to serve that in pit stop as well, very unfortunate.
It's just overtaking Julian. So.
Exactly. It was fun off the inside the track, but he's still got Lee and Andrew going at it for the battle of P7. Lee going to try and fight back this time once again, up the inside. Andrew later on the brakes, they're still side by side, the soft to medium tyre, soft tyre of Lee, just to get position once again.
just below it, he did change the front wing, so...
Okay, so he must have had a little bit of damage here, obviously was happy with.
He's actually come out behind Christopher, so a lot of work for him to do in this race, although Christopher is on the medium tire.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think anyone on the mediums now that's under 7 laps is opting for a 2-stop strategy. Everyone else over that 7-lap mark, including the soft tyres, are looking for a 1-stop strategy now. So, to see what we can do, is Jaden going to fight back here? They both jump into the pit lane. The medium runner of Jack will stay up for a bit longer. And so will the rest of this companions there. We'll see how these two in P5 and P6 end up coming out compared to the likes of Max there, because Max has been pushing a lot on these mediums. He's going for that 2-stop strategy, of course, so he'll be pushing very hard to make that time back through the pit stops.
Yeah, he's quite a bit down the road, so... And these guys come out on the hard tyres. I found the hard tyres will take a few laps to get that operating window. But they can be a decent tyre once you get them into the right window and can be consistent.
Of course, these guys are going to end, so you'll have to remember that we're Max up in P8, although he looks very far ahead on the track. It's about 9 seconds, I think. Sorry, how far is that? Yeah, about 9 seconds. So the pit stop around here, I think, is just over 20, so he's about half the pit stop time at the moment, and he'll have a lot fresher tyres at the end of the race compared to the likes of Christopher and Jaden here level 12. You also got Matty Smith, who's actually jumped those guys. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, so great work there from the current driver, just keeping clean, no mistakes. And,
yeah, he wasn't in any form of battle.
So maybe an undercut as well would have helped. As a fast race from worse. Try doing the same thing as Max and
yeah, there's only one. Max has caught up to some, not traffic, that's the wrong word to describe this, but cars on a different strategy, and Max is going to be a lot quicker, and if he wants to make the most out of the strategy he's doing, he's going to have to get past this Ferrari as quickly as he can. Severe locks up, heading into turn 8, and that opens up the door for Max. Not compromises. Max takes initiative, sorry. What he's doing, and he's cut the track really badly there. You also see claws hitting through that as well.
It's really unfortunate.
After making such a nice overtake, oh, and there's a Ferrari back ahead of them somehow. Is that there for you as well? Did Severe just jump back ahead?
Oh no, he was always ahead. He's gone off the track.
I must have just... Never mind, sorry about that.
Into the last corner.
That's a brave dive, and he cuts the track again. This is going to give Claus a really good run onto this pit straight. Might offer him a double overtake.
Claus here, very close behind you.
Max pulls to the outside. It's a bit defending the inside. He brakes very late under the brakes. Around the outside of the Ferrari driver. He's able to get the move done. You got Claus right behind him, so Claus is going to try to fight back here as well. Is Claus going to be able to make a move? He's not using overtake. It's a key stage in the race if he wants to keep with Max. Doesn't get the move done.
Finally get the move done there. Max was a great overtake around the outside into turn 1. But it's cost him a lot of time. Here comes Claus down into turn 8. 80 under the brakes, huge lockup. Gets it stopped, but Severe back underneath him.
Ooh, they're going to go side by side. Oh, Claus just backed out of it.
And
Severe runs a bit deep.
Ferrari. he's going to have a great run here at the DRS, so should see himself get ahead of the course to run Max. He's quickly getting up to the back of Andrew.
Claw's making
Mercedes. Jake actually in the Mercedes, sorry.
Claw's making a great overtake on the exit of the corner there to move himself up into provisional P6. We say that, provisional P2, sorry, we say that because there's a lot of drivers in the top 4 who have to pit. And Max up the inside of Jack, now moving himself up into provisional P4. Jack pulls up into the pits now on lap 5 of the race. Sorry, lap 14, he was in P5, I'm not sure why.
I wonder if he's going to get a slow stop here because his teammate just came into the pits.
And Jack's actually gone into the soft compounded tyre.
Both Mercedes into the soft tyre, so...
That's very interesting.
Interesting strategy from Mercedes today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like that.
Cameron Adams comes out between the two houses into turn 1. Down in P14. Definitely a bit lower than what he went into the pits at.
Oh, it's just getting very close there. With the turn 4.
Thankfully they'll go single file. There's still a battle going on here for P8.
Yeah, they're going to be very quick here on the soft
Oh
tyre.
yeah, 100%. I don't think he'll pay for that. He won't get to him to the end. There's no chance in that.
Look at the exit speed, just blowing straight past. He's got a lot of battery to work with here as well. So,
well, he really can't waste any time here, Jack, because he's on a much quicker tyre to anyone else in the field. I just don't think he can pull in 15 laps.
It's going to be, I don't know if they're going to run soft tyres all the way to the end with another stop, but I assume that's what
Yeah,
interesting to see where these guys end up.
I think he might be making a pit stop onto the soft tyre again on about lap 23 maybe. Get some move done easy enough as you would expect. Chris from P8 can't get a move done on Jaden either though, but there is a nice battle shaken up here for P13. Sorry, P13.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, but there was Max and Klaus just swap positions for a second.
I did see that.
This is obviously a battle for the lead once Josh comes into the pits. He was on a very long stint on the medium tyre.
I think we'll see Josh head into the pits very soon as well. I don't see a reason for him staying out too much longer.
And here comes Klaus from the DRS down into turn 11. It's going to be close enough for a look on the inside, not quite. Very aggressive. I was going to stay before that kicked off that Andrew was about 9 seconds behind these guys on the track. He's already very quickly. Actually, Max will pull into the pits here. No, just maybe just trying to
yeah, we got some V jumping in the pits, so on those 12 like old medium tyres, so he's not having any of that anymore. And you still got that nice battle shaking up between Claws and Max. Don't think any moves will get done. And Jaden and Christopher P7 are still going at it.
Not close enough to make him even turn 4, unfortunately. So Matty Smith, he's the first guy in the hard tyre here.
Yeah.
He's in a really strong position here. He's got Andrew right behind him on the soft tyre. He's really caught up.
He's provisionally in the lead. But yeah.
This is very interesting to have a strategy. I'm not sure.
I'm very surprised by Phoenix's strategy. It could actually end up working out though, because he's only 5.8 seconds off. There's 2 ahead of him, and he's on the soft compounded tyres. So it's just how much they begin to fade. interesting to see. Maybe Josh in P1 is also pulling his mediums out to a soft stint because he's only about 3 laps away from that now, and he might as well commit to it because he won't get a lot out. He's scored into hits now, so he's right in the middle of, and speeding. He's right in the middle of being able to pit onto the hards or softs, and he does go into the softs.
That 5 seconds before he does, that's no
Something he doesn't need. So another battle hit for P5. Christopher's still trying to look up the other side of Jaden. No move's been able to get done yet.
I don't know if that soft can go 12 laps. Stretch for Josh.
It is a massive stretch. We'll have to wait and see what he can do there. Is the battle shaping up here for P8, I think. Yes, Christopher goes down the inside of Richard. Gets moved on for P9, so moves on into 2 points. Main position, improves for 1. And you got a nice little battle between both the Haas drivers and both the Red Bull drivers there for P9. I think Christopher in P9 is the only one who won't be able to get to the end in that little pack there.
Touching already getting 90 and you want to try something different. Maybe I don't know. Might be right there, Bailey.
Pardon?
You might be right there. It's going to be touch and go. It's
yeah.
Going to be 22 laps on those tyres.
I think the hards can only make about 22 laps, yet along on the mediums, so we'll have to drive very cautiously in that set. He jumps into pits now.
Soft tyre as well.
Cameron Adams is going to make this move with his teammate. Maybe no, backs out of throttle. Doesn't fancy having a battle as of yet with Richard.
Yeah, maybe just trying to pull each other.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, sorry. Just turning off my heater. Back in 2 seconds.
Fine, yeah. What else do we have happening? We've got a battle for the lead now, proper. And Klaus right behind is Max. And he's got the arrows here down the back straight. And you have a look here.
I was staying on board with that battle as well, by the way, so I'm back. But I did see them go side by side through into that middle sector.
I was having a look at the lead. The battle for the lead, which is now 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's
lead Cameron. So
these guys could even go on the soft tire at the end of their race if they wanted to pull their mediums just a little bit longer, but I think Claus is going to shape himself up for a move. He's got the overtake button enabled and he is using that DRS. All this battling from them is allowing Jack, the car behind, to catch up heaps onto them. But I think Matty Smith is looking the best in this race so far. He's only sitting 6 seconds off these guys in the lead. He's having a great consistent race. He's ahead of the rest of the field by a long shot. Just managing his own.
Yeah. Well, it's not I wouldn't be shocked if the 2 guys out in front do try to go to the end of the Grand Prix. It'd be very tough, obviously.
I think realistically, for Claus on 18 lap old tyres and Max on 20 lap old tyres, this Claus nearly runs up the back of Max. Those little lockups won't be helping his course to get to the race. I definitely think if Jack in P3 pitted on the mediums, he could definitely make it to the end. Oh, he started on mediums though, so you have to switch up the tyres. You can't.
I'd say he'd be going to another set of softs at this stage.
Yeah, I think it would be too. You might be right, the top 2 might try pull those mediums. If they want a chance to win the race, they're definitely going to have to pull those mediums. Otherwise, if they're happy to battle for maybe that massive battle there for P5, they'll have to pit. So, Jack's now only just outside of the second. Up to his course, goes up the inside once again. Max on the outside. tries to get a better run out of the first spin, but Max not really trying to make a move back here. Consolidates P2 into the braking zone, but there's a massive battle for P5 as well, I think. You got Christopher's finally got ahead of Jaden, and now looks like Bo's trying to get on the inside of Jaden as well. He does, so Jaden losing 2 positions in the matter of 4 corners. And he's going to have to sit behind 2 cars now instead of, you know, leading his own little pack, so he nearly gets hit up on behind. Williams driver very close.
So fantastic from Bo here. He's on 14 lap over cards. He's in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, start of the Grand Prix, and he's only 13 seconds off the lead. He's only about 5 seconds behind Manny Smith.
Yeah, so not far at all.
Here as well. At Christopher in the Renault.
We will see a move here this lap from any of the drivers. You can see the top 2 are both going in pause, and Max are both pitted. This leaves Jack on his own to try to an overcut on those 2. I'd be interested to see where they'd come out, if they come out ahead of that big Red Bull McLaren Mercedes pack, or if they come up behind them. I think it's going to be close between them. None of the top. Oh, there might have been a move there from Jaden. There's still a massive battle for P10. I don't even know where to look. There's battles everywhere.
Yeah, and Josh is trying to get past. And going inside here with the DRS in turn 4, but it's not working out here. Josh gets past around the outside, good move. I was going to say, hasn't worked out, I don't think, here for Klaus or Max as they're behind us. Not going to be able to clean run on their soft tyres out. There's a good bit of left opportunity for Andrew to overcut him. Matty, in second place, here, looking very strong.
Big job here for Claus and Max to get through the rest of this little battle. Is looking very feisty. Yeah, someone just completely cut the corner trying to avoid someone. I'm not sure who that was.
I think that was Max again. Another couple of times today. He was unable to get past Richard. See if he can get him better.
Battle back up for P3 most likely.
Jake.
You can see he goes down to the inside. Julian double overtake up the inside of the Renault and the AlphaTauri. Gets the move done. Uncontested through turn 1. Turn 2, someone's right off the track. That's Bo, very squirmish, heading onto the second DRS straight. Bo and Christopher going side by side into the braking zone. Bo trying to hold the inside. He is going to get the move done and squeeze Christopher out ever so wide to hold his position. So great overtake there from Julian. Sorry, the double overtake into turn 1. Not wasting any time to get around the 2 cars. He's on the same pretty much tyre wear as what Christopher and Jaden would be, but Bo on 16 lap on hards is really managing his own quite well.
Yeah, pulse it up. Can he catch Matt with 7 to go? So in his second lap can be very quick.
Yeah, 7 laps can be a very tough move to do, but as you can see in P6 and P7, Josh and Claus have pulled away from that massive pack. Somehow they've made their way through it very quickly, and we're only 3 seconds off all these guys on hards. Claus is going to go down the inside into the final corner, gets the job done. Josh not being able to defend, and Claus will get DRS once again for this straight. So these guys are going to catch up very, very quickly to that
fast. Like he'll be on the back of the guys ahead, and by the end of the lap probably be very quick.
They pulled 5/10 in the braking zone alone through there, in that little sector of the track.
Don't know where intersection everywhere at the minute. And here's I think that's Jake, and then so he's getting past Cameron. And he's a fresh soft tires in his lot, and Max and Josh as well.
So we had 2 separate battle packs, and now with everyone going on different strategies, with 4 drivers in the middle and 2 on soft tyres, they've pretty much linked everyone together from those 2 battle packs. Oh, yellow flags in sector 2, that's a Mercedes going slowly, I think. Andrew Foster down there in P14. Move back up to the front. It looks like there's a McLaren and Renault, Max and Josh very close to each other.
He's gonna have a look into the final corner. He's gonna wait for the main straight. The DRS. He's got so much more grip.
Yeah, well, Josh on now 6-lap-old softs would really be struggling compared to Max on 2-lap-old softs. So I think he might have to let Max go up on the inside here, not really being able to defend. Is Jack gonna have a go as well? Jack on fresh softs. He's going to have to be one to watch as well. This is a battle pack. We jump up a little bit. Is Claus going to make a move into turn 4? No, we jump back to the original battle we had. Jack up the inside of Josh. For the battle of P7, there's some Ferrari who's put into the fence. I hope that doesn't create any safety cars or anything, because the battles we're having right now are very clean and feisty in one pack. Interesting to see that these guys work their way up. There is a virtual sector, so thankfully it's not a full course, and only a virtual. Hopefully no one is affected by this.
I just was scrolling through. I realised that Barry was in the pits putting on soft tyres. He was changing his front wing as well.
Oh.
It was Ferrari carbon fibre coming into the pit lane.
So obviously something's happened to Barry, unfortunately. He was in a very good position as well. If I recall, he was battling for about P4, P5 there. So,
yeah, I'm not sure if it was just a small landslide, just a small front wing damage, and he was just carrying. I don't know if he had an accident. Not too sure what happened, but Maddie's got a 6.7 second lead out front. He's looking good. We have 4 to go.
and Lee's got a drive-through penalty in P10 there, so something has been caused from that. And Josh has also gone into the pits for some reason. Did he get a drive-through? I'm going to quickly check that.
No, I think he's just coming in from new soft tyres.
So maybe
another 4-second penalty from
maybe they were getting to a puncture range. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and it's going to cost him a long time as well. It's Lee's strategy, and the battle is raging on here from what is
P3 to P7, I think. Oh, Renault, is Max going to try go up the inside of turn 10, 11? He is. Sorry, turn 9 and 10 he is, and he gets the move done on Jaden. Jaden's going to be very cooperative there, but on the hard tyres, he can't really do much to defend himself against just the pace and grip advantage these guys have. You see Jack trying to go up the inside, not quite able to. He's losing a lot of time behind Jaden on the hard set.
Yeah, and here comes Jake. So, yes, he got the position there. Not much you can do to plot with that. And he will come first as well now. And maybe a chance for Max as well. And the pass is coming up with turn 1. So obviously, this could be 3 wide here for turn 1. Not for
Claus is Claus going to get the move done. Claus has massive amounts of wind damage though. He's missing a whole front right hand end plate, so he's going to be struggling a lot to get the understeer. He's somehow in P3 though, even though he is suffering with that wind damage, so it'll be like being on the hard tyres instead of the soft tyres with how much damage he has there.
Here comes Max down inside.
He gets a move done on his teammate as well, and that opens the door up for Jack, who's trying to get through. Jack not quite able to. Has to surprise both the Renaults still sit in P4 and P5. Swapping positions in P8 there, in turn 8 there, sorry. Now Jack goes again to the inside. He'll get the move done this time. Christopher on those 14 lap hard tyres can't really do much to defend, just on the raw grip that those guys have against him.
Yeah, and I don't know if these guys are gonna chase down the guys out front. 3 seconds to Julian, so 3 laps to go. It's not out of the question here for second place.
I don't think they'll catch Matt. Matt's a little bit too far down the road up there.
Matt's obviously forced with that damage down the inside. Had long before the braking line. See if Max can do anything right. And of course, retaliate down into turn 4. We'll go maybe not quite.
They all sit in single file once again. 3 more laps to go in this race. We'll jump back down for battle P12. So I think there might be an overtake on show here maybe. While those guys head through the middle sector, there is a very late dive from Andrew there in the Mercedes. Trying to get past Richard, car ahead. So those guys sit behind for another lap, but we move back up to this battle again. Up into battle P3. Claus isn't struggling as much as I thought he'd be on the soft with that wind damage, but there is Hass around of Lee.
Yeah, he's in the middle sector. I wouldn't be surprised if he's done up on that outside.
Those guys are still going way 3 wide into turn 9 and 10 between the guys battling P10. I just caught onto that while I was going to flick back up to the leading group, but you can see Jack's now going to try to get a move done on Claus on the pit straight. Both of them have no ARS to play with, so it's just who can use their DRS most effectively. They go side by side in turn 1, turn 2 still going side by side. Is Jack going to get pushed out wide? No, Claus leaves space and Jack's able to manage it around the outside of turn 2 and consolidate his position.
I think the damage on the right side of that wing playing a factor. They just didn't have the downforce that they needed to turn 2 to hold apart.
So that gap's now 1.8 seconds to Julian there in P2. Is Max going to be able to get some DRS onto that Williams driver heading onto the pit straight? By the time they get around to it, there's only about, even though about halfway through the track, there's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners left, so there's not a lot of traction zones where he can gain time. He's going to be able to tent the corner for him here, if he does want to gain time on that Williams ahead.
Yeah, unfortunately for Max, he's got 2 penalties. Yep.
Right, so
he's got 6 seconds. He got 6 seconds worth of penalties where Matt, Julian, and Jake don't have any penalties at all. I think it's gonna.
Well, we're going to see Jake go for a move down here into turn 1, undoubtedly. He's going to have DRS when Max Tansley isn't going to have DRS. Max defends inside down to turn 1. Trying to hold his position. Around the outside goes Jack. Can Jack hold it?
Julian had a half speed.
Oh, so Julian's lost a lot of time in that as well. I didn't even see that. Jack must have had to take evasive action, but now he's got claws breathing down his neck. Claus tries to go around that side. He's struggling a lot with that wind damage. That's really affecting him and trying to get overtakes done.
It's important for Max to try and build as much of a gap as he can while they're stuck behind Julian here.
Julian on those 18 lap hards should be screaming for a bit of fresh rubber.
But here comes Jake, potentially. No, Julian defends the inside, but he's going to get the switch back here.
Much better traction out of the exit. He lined that move up very nicely for himself to allow himself to get a good run onto that secondary straight. Is Julian going to try go back at it? No. But he was for a second there, but on the tyres he's on. It'd be very difficult for him to
Ooh, he's very loose on the left with a fast right-hander.
Either way, we're on the final lap of the race, and Matty Smith, who hasn't had a lot of camera time this race, been driving his own race for a lot of the time. He's going to come up to the line and take the win here at the Bahrain Grand Prix for round 2 of the CIS Tier 2 division. Max Tainsley drops to P5 now, dropping down P6, P7.
It's very costly.
So Max having a lot of penalties. I think he will hold on to P7, he will. So Jack moves himself up in P2 in the Mercedes. And then after spinning on lap 1, I think it was... no, it wasn't on lap 1. It just ended up spinning in general.
It was about lap 8.
Lap 8, yeah.
So, 8 or 9.
Moves his way back up into P3 to Julian, so great comeback drive from himself. Claus coming home P4, the same position he qualified in, and then Jaden coming home P5. We'll run through the rest of the results when we move on to the next screen.
Didn't even realise that was a live slap. That was a frantic finish to the Grand Prix.
It was great racing all around from these drivers. So there are your top 3, Matty Smith, Jack Foster and Julian Monegro coming home in P3. As we said, Claus was P4, Jaden P5, then you got Christopher P6, Max Tainsley in P7 after finishing P2, just had 9 seconds of penalties which really affected him. Cameron Adams coming home P8, followed by I think another Christopher in P9 there. Josh Bacon P10, Andrew P11, Bo coming home P12 after an unfortunate spin or something. He got wind damage somewhere in the field. And then Lee coming home P13. Richard comes home P14. P15 is for Quees, followed by the rest of the DNFs, I think. P16 of Severe and 17 of Liam didn't finish, so bit unfortunate for those two, but yeah, what a race that was. Great racing all around.
Yeah, and it just shows how the one-stop strategy works for you, as pays off here today for Matty Smith from 10.
Yeah, that's right. I think, as you said, shows you really well orchestrated and conducted race win, not having to battle many cars, and yeah, just focusing on himself really. So he did very well. But we'll get the top 3 now. I think, who were they? We had yeah, that's right, one was Matty Smith. Who else was there? Julian. Do I have Julian added? If I do. I don't think I have Julian added, so I'll have to send him a party invite in the in here. I've invited 2 of them, but just wait for Julian to get in. Alright, we'll be with you in a sec, Jack, sorry. Oh yeah, there's 2 Jacks in the party now. Yeah, I see you both responded to that, sorry. Maddie and whether or not Julian will join. We'll wait and see. 2 seconds, then we'll get with you guys. Alright, so Maddie, our race winner, we'll start with you. Jack and I were saying at the end of the race, it was just a well-orchestrated drive from yourself. You really showed that you don't have to battle with many cars in order to get the race win, and you just stuck with the strategy of the softs are hard, stuck with what you thought of, and came out on top. So give us a bit of insight to your overall race, I think, especially on that first stint when there were a lot of cars around you. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, you're still going. My bad. Yeah, as he's saying that, what the safety car helped your tyre saving, I think he said there. Yeah, and then yeah, you jumped onto the hard tyres and never really looked back. So, is there anything else you'd really like to talk on your race there? Because from our point of view, you just pretty maintained that lead the entire race. Well, yeah, nevertheless, again, congratulations on your first win this season. Hopefully we can see you up here many more times for the next 20 races. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Jack Jackson, you got any questions for Maddie real quick before we move on to the other Jack?
No.
Alright, do you want to ask the other Jack a question, considering I asked Maddie the first one?
Yep, got on today, second place. It was difficult qualifying, starting from outside the top 10, but interesting, you went on a two stop P2. Just take us through your race.
Is Jack there? There we go. Oh.
Yep, and there was some great overtakes in there. Yeah, well, it was a great result for yourself today for second place, so a lot of points to take home in the championship.
One more question there for you, Jack, as well. You did pull off that medium to soft strategy, I think it was. Was that always your mindset heading into this race, or did you kind of did you mix that up when you saw like a lot of drivers sticking on a different strategy to what you were originally thinking of? Yeah, making a lot of overtakes there. Yeah, battling a lot of cars. Probably had one of the most exciting races in the field, I think, making your way up the field, back down the field, and then back up the field again. You did very well to end up finishing P2 somehow. Yeah, P2 somehow, I think it was. So, congratulations on that result. Some very good form to take into Vietnam next week. But I think Max Tainsley was the last one who wanted to invite into the party. He did finish P3 on track, of course, before getting those 9 seconds and moving back down. So I'll quickly get him in here. But the top two, you're free to go if you guys feel like it. Thank you for joining the party and giving us a bit of insight to your race. We look forward to seeing you next week into Vietnam. I can't remember what Max's PSN is. We'll quickly get that. Oh, there it is, I think. And then we'll get ready for this no assist divisions. So I'll quickly get. There he is. Alright. Get Tains in the party now. Here you are, Max.
Hello.
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 Congratulations on what was provisionally P3 before all those penalties came into play. It was, again, like Jack's race, who finished in P2, very interesting for yourself. The entire race, I think you were battling cars and trying to manoeuvre your way through the field. I think you also went on to, what was a soft, medium, soft strategy in the end, was it?
Yeah, I went for a pretty aggressive undercut at the start, and it put me into the lead, but the two-stop definitely was maybe not the best strategy call. But pretty happy that I led what was pretty much half the race, but then kind of annoyed that those penalties cost me so much.
Yeah, you let it slip away a little bit with those penalties, but you made some great overtakes throughout the field. And yeah, as we were saying, you did go for that soft, medium, soft strategy. I'll ask the same question to you as I did to Jack. Did you always plan on doing that strategy, or did that kind of just come around, trying something new compared to the rest of the field?
Yeah, that was pretty much always the plan, but the early safety car kind of messed it up a bit because it gave people a chance to conserve and maybe go for that one stop. But I feel like if maybe the safety car had came a little bit later, I could have won that race. And unfortunately, when I did pit, I got into a decent amount of traffic, and that's mainly where most of my penalties came from, having to avoid a couple of people.
Yeah, the midfield does get very scrappy most of the time. Jack, do you have any questions before we let Max go?
I was going to ask him if he occurred those penalties just trying to avoid other people, which he just answered, so apart from that, no.
That's it. Well, thank you for joining the party, Max. Congratulations on your, again, provisional P3. It's unfortunate that you dropped down to P6, I think it was in the end, was it? P7. Yeah. Either way, it's some great form to take into next race, and hopefully, at not Singapore, Vietnam, sorry, we can actually probably see you on the podium up here next time.
Yeah, look forward to the rest of the season. Hopefully I can be on for that title charge. Anyway, thank you guys.
Thanks for joining. And last but not least, now we have our proper finishing P3 driver of Julian there. Are you there with us?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear. Perfect. Congratulations on your result. Very chaotic race for yourself as well there. You ended up spinning on lap 8, I think, on the soft tyres, pitted on the hard tyres, and then made your way back through the field up into provisionally P4. But after the penalties came into play, you moved up to P3. So give us a brief rundown on your race in total.
Yeah, obviously put it on pole, which was wonderful. But unfortunately bottled it. I think it was on a lap 8 or 9 on the soft tire. I guess it just let go around the bend. Honestly, I thought it was done for there. So at that point in time, it was just damage limitations. But once I got the pace on the hards, tried to make up some ground, made some moves. I think I could have had second if I didn't bottle it on the second till the last lap, but it is what it is. I'm glad I was able to at least get a podium from the spin that I had earlier in the race. So, no, I'm glad I was able to at least get some points.
Yeah, it was a great comeback drive from yourself, as you were saying, after that spin. And also, I did forget you put it on pole as well, so it was a blistering lap there from yourself to, I think it was only a couple tenths ahead of the rest of the field, which was really closely shaped. Yeah, I guess, Jack, do you have any questions for Julian as well before we let him go, or is...
I was gonna did you spin at the start because of the curb, or was it just because of your tyres?
Just because of the tires. Jeff came on the radio and said that they were completely disintegrated. So I honestly, I was thinking I was gonna get a pop at that point in time. So I was just like, okay, this can't happen. Just let me try to manage it as best as I could. And at least I like on track fourth, actually, obviously after penalties third. So I'm at least happy I got something out of it. But yeah, the tires were just one stopping here is hard.
Well, it was a great recovery drive anyway. And,
yeah. Still conducting yourself up to P3 as well, so thank you for joining the party as well. That's good to talk to the 4 drivers who technically got a podium, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's always good to get a bit of insight into the races from these guys, so thank you, Julian, for joining the party. Looking forward to seeing you next week racing around the new streets of Vietnam as well.
Yeah, for sure. See you guys next week.
Alright, so that's been Transnation's Assist Tier 2 category, round 2 at Bahrain. I've been Bailey Ford, co-commentator with me has been Jack Jackson. If you want to say any words, now is probably the time. No words. No, fair enough. We'll let you guys go. Yeah, it was great racing. And probably a good stream to watch back as well. So thanks for joining me in the commentary box, and thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week at the new street circuit of Vietnam. Yeah, thanks again for joining, and see you next time.